Imagine what it would be like to move 8,572 miles away from home. Okay, not actually 8,572, but 861 miles. And that's what I did. When I was just 19 years old, I packed up my entire life, all my belongings, into my car and away from the house that I had lived in for the last 10 years to move across the country to Pennsylvania to live on my own. What I hope to get across to everyone from this speech is that living far away from your family is not all it's cracked up to being. I'm going to share a few personal examples from living alone in my time on the East Coast. My first example I'm going to tell everyone is just living alone in general. When I was a teenager, I remember how excited I was to actually live on my own, but boy, was I wrong. I didn't realize after growing up in such a chaotic family of 7 how much I would miss the constant commotion. Another thing I didn't realize was cooking and grocery shopping for 7 people versus 1. It was very hard to get the portions right, so I wasn't always stuck with a bunch of leftovers and waste. I didn't realize how hard all of that was going to be. But the next thing I'm going to talk about is literally doing everything by myself. I'm a very social and outgoing person, and I love to spend time with my friends. So, moving across the country, knowing literally one person, it was hard. I literally started out by doing everything by myself. Something else I never realized was how much I would miss the chaos of road trips. I remember being a kid and hating getting in the car and going on road trips with my family. But once I started having to drive 15 hours home alone, I would get bored after hour 1 or 2 and really wish I had my family there with me. But then the next thing happened, COVID. And boy, if I thought I felt alone before, I really felt alone now. Living on the East Coast, it hit me completely different than everyone else, I think. Everything here shut down first compared to other parts of the country. Work closed, all my friends that I eventually made moved home, and I was truly alone. This eventually led me to move back home to my family in August of 2020. As I'm sure you've realized by my speech, I do not suggest moving far away from your family by yourself. Going from living with such a huge family and a huge home to living alone in a 700 square foot apartment was hard. Doing nearly everything alone was a big adjustment also. Keep in mind, while exploring and traveling are super fun to do, living alone and far away for a long period of time are a completely different story. In closing, I don't want to scare anyone for moving away and living on their own, as I do believe everyone at some point in their life should spread their wings and fly. But I do think it's a hard adjustment that everyone needs to take time to think long and hard about before they do. Unlike I did, where I just moved 861 miles away and I was all by myself. Thank you.
You're a regular Toastmaster.